Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody, wherever you're joining us from. Welcome back. Welcome to Light 'em Up. Good to be back home
Yes, sir.
at the Tobacconist of Greenwich with the
That's
one and
right.
only Michael Cafagno. We're at the store. We're at the Tobacconist of Greenwich here in Connecticut. Last time, Michael, we had the privilege of enjoying the comfort and the beauty of your man
That's
cave
right. A cave that we had
back
built.
home.
That's right.
And today we're in the mothership, the legendary store. We've got Jimmy right behind us,
Yeah.
looking after us.
This is our counter, the back of our counter. So it's where we eat lunch sometimes and where we get to display some of our history, which is always a lot of fun and a real sense of pride for us.
We'll give you a little tour of the shop in a moment, but I'm very grateful for your generous hospitality, and thank you so much for having me again.
Yeah, of course, we're honored to have you here.
Good to be here. We have a very special cigar in our hands as well, which we want to talk about a little bit. Last time we enjoyed the first ever rendition of the Rare Finds,
Yes, sir.
which is an incredible collection of cigars that you have put together with some iconic master blenders, icons of the industry. We enjoyed the Glass and Henke edition the last time, and this is the third cigar in that lineup, made by the one and only Carlito,
the man,
the myth, the legend. And as you can see, it's a beautiful opus with this gorgeous footband here.
Showing another fun thing to highlight too, Reinhard, on the back of that band, on the back of the footband, this was in honor of our 50th anniversary, which we celebrated in August of this year. And this cigar was made and released at our Opus Exodus event, which we have done with Carlito the last couple of years to raise money for the Cigar Family Charitable Foundation. So all the proceeds from these cigars go to a really amazing cause. And, you know, it's obviously an honor to have these on our shelves, but this is a really special one for us.
George Brightman, he always says, you know, the cigar is so beautiful you don't know whether you're supposed to smoke it or sleep with
That's
it.
Right.
I'm sorry, we'll have to smoke it today.
I think that's the plan, right?
And I really don't want to hold back any longer.
That's right.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the whole idea of Rare Finds?
Yeah.
And how it ties in with the unique story of the Tobacconist of Greenwich.
So to start, I mean, Rare Finds as a concept and as a name is basically the curation of product with the blenders who we believe are the best in the world, right? Obviously, Carlito Fuente is at the top of the game, and somebody that, you know, we have tremendous admiration for and tremendous respect and love for. And the other guys who we have approached and discussed doing these fun one-off kind of projects with Greenwich are Eladio Diaz, Henke Kellner, Klaus Kellner, and then there's many more lined up in terms of some really special guys over the next couple of years that we're working on fun projects with as well. So what this project has been an idea to perpetuate the history of the Tobacconist of Greenwich. And my passion and love for this industry has always been curated in the selection of cigars that we have here, right? We really stay focused on who and what we believe make the best tobacco products to deliver to our consumers. And so this is just a fun little thing that we're able to offer our clients, and it's a special project for us to continue to carry on.
And one thing that we really have to mention is in an age where the number one question of people walking into any shop and into any humidor is usually what's new.
Mm-hmm.
You have always stayed true to the roots of the Tobacconist of Greenwich, to an extremely small, beautifully curated selection of cigars. I mean, you really only carry less than 10 brands.
Yeah, less than 10 brands, exactly right.
And you're extremely meticulous about which cigars to add to the humidor and offer to your most discerning customers. And that's a rarity which I haven't seen in any other shop. Such a focused, razor sharp approach to curating the portfolio and the selection that you offer to your guests.
Yeah. So what's fun about that is a lot of the brands that we carry, we've had the pleasure and honor of really starting with them, right? So you look at brands like Ashton, like Davidoff, like Padron, in terms of, you know, they started in 64, we started in 74, Fuente, of course, all of these brands that we sell, MEERAPFEL, we've really been with these guys for such a long time that there's such a level of loyalty on our end. And we try to really just stand behind the product. My whole thought process in retail is it's better to do really good with a handful of people than do okay with a lot of people. And we've really, you know, tried to keep the selection that we have to what we know people will buy and what we know people will enjoy. Because there's a lot of I don't want to be this isn't meant to be condescending in any way, but there's a lot of fads that go on throughout our industry, whether it's the size of a cigar, whether it's the color of the wrapper on a cigar, whether it's packaging, specific tobaccos. These things live for a year or two and then they die and then the next fad comes in. We try to really avoid those trends for any other reason other than the fact that the sustainability of keeping up with the Joneses becomes a challenge when you miss something, or when you don't have a relationship with one of the brands that may be hot for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever the amount of time is. So our kind of way of thinking is, you know, head down, stick to the guys that we know we work really well with and our customers enjoy smoking. And you know, it's worked for us for 50 years. So hopefully it works for another 50.
How was the feedback from your partners when you introduced the idea of rare finds and when you presented them with the concept and approached them as to whether they would possibly create one of these pieces with you?
I think it was just excitement, right? Like for me, this is such a passionate piece of our business and such a passionate exciting next kind of step for us that Greenwich, you know, for us, our store is a bubble, right? And that's kind of how we treat it. So the stuff that we have and the product that we have, you know, we take a lot of pride in curating that stuff. And when we had this opportunity to kind of bring together our friends that we've been partners with for so long and say to them, hey, this is the idea, and it's going to be, you know, exclusive to Greenwich, and it's going to be something that we offer our client base, whether they be online, in store, and it's just going to be sold here. And you kind of have this full grasp on what people's experiences are when they come in and they get to experience the package and they get to experience the cigar and they can share with you their thoughts on it, and you can tell them, you know, an intimate personal story about how and why that cigar was created and the different tobaccos that we chose and why we chose them, or the purpose, the meaning behind it, right? This cigar was created for an incredible charity event, right? And Carlito, I mean, I'll never forget the creation of the box, right? It was like one of the coolest, most fun experiences watching the master at work. And he kept looking at me and go, what do you think? I kept looking at him. I go, what do I think? I go, it's amazing. Like, what more can I say? It's like watching Picasso paint a painting, right? Like, I'm just sitting here enjoying watching you do what you do. And you know, the same thing with Hanky and Klopp and with Eladio. You know, these guys, they're masters at what they do. And you know, we have the privilege of being friends with them, and we have the privilege of working with them. And for me, that's something that is super, super important to really cultivate and to understand how important that is to our business and to our personal relationships with them, that we strive to continue to work together and continue to build the foundations of our relationships.
How do you go about blending the unique identity and the characteristics or the profile of these gentlemen or even ladies that you work with, and the fingerprint of the Tobacconist of Greenwich, so that they come together, merge, and become a new thing, a thing of its own, in the co-creation.
So I think what's unique about this for most is it's a blank canvas, right? And I know what our guys love, right? I know flavor profiles, I know the tobaccos they love, I know why they love them. So to create the blend is not difficult, right? You kind of have a basis, and then you come up with different fun creations. You try them, you try different tobaccos, you say, let's add a little more of this, a little more of that, let's take this out, let's add this. And all of a sudden, now you combine with, you combine your rudimentary or elementary knowledge of tobaccos with somebody that knows the seed, the plant, the leaf, the cigar, inside and out. And all of a sudden you have this harmonious kind of thing that happens, and you're able to deliver this beautiful product to your clients that are used to getting superior quality product, right? And our guys, if a cigar is not good, it's not up for discussion. They're not going to say to me, oh, it's good because it's yours. Like, no, they'll tell me it's a piece of shit, and out it goes. So, for us, it's super important to really deliver the expectations that our consumers have, and they're high. So for me, kind of playing off of the masters is my goal, right? My goal is to learn from these guys, is to watch these guys work, because I'm a sponge when it comes to the tobacco industry. I want to learn every day. I want to learn more. I want to know more. I want to understand why you put a piece of Cotuí tobacco with another piece of tobacco from Cameroon, or from a different part of Santiago or Bernal, or wherever the tobaccos are coming from in the DR. I want to learn why you're using that, and I want to learn what is the significance of a dryness in a tobacco, a sweetness in a tobacco, and understand it. And for me, that's what's so fun about this, is it's the experience of creation, right? We're flying down there, we're visiting factories, we're watching every single process that happens from when you come up with a concept to delivering it to the shelf.
Finished product, absolutely. And that's also one thing that we really cannot underestimate in terms of its importance and impact, is how hands-on you are in the entire process. It's not that you're sitting in your ivory tower in Greenwich, Connecticut, waiting for the magic to happen and the beauties to arrive on your doorstep. You go down to the manufacturing countries pretty much on a monthly basis.
Pretty much,
spend time with these individuals on the ground, and then develop these beauties together. Just for you guys to know that if you hear a little bit of action going on in the background, there's a UPS shipment that just came in. There are boxes leaving the store.
We're in active business right now, right?
But that's the beauty of it. And the other thing that I find fascinating, I mean, I've been traveling the country now for almost 3 weeks. I've seen so many different stores in different states, cities, different cultures, and then you come here, and it's such a comparatively small, homely shop.
It's tiny,
oozing history. From every single pore, and it's one shop. It's extremely busy though, and you've not only curated a selection of great inventory and great product in the humidor, but you also managed to curate a group of extremely loyal customers, friends, and family who belong to the Tobacconist of Greenwich, and make it what it is today.
I mean, what is so beautiful, if you look, that picture right behind you.
If you want to,
turn it just a bit right there. That picture,
I can bring it over, and
so this is my wedding, right? This is all guys from the store, and this is a small piece of the many that were there at the wedding. This was 13 years ago. So you kind of have this relationship that you create. I mean, these pictures are all pictures from the years of the Tobacconist of Greenwich. 2001, Leroy Neiman, smoking an Ashton Maduro that Jimmy gave him at Rayo's in downtown Manhattan, or uptown Manhattan in Harlem, and Leroy drawing a picture of Jimmy on a Rayo's menu. I mean, these are priceless artifacts that, Jimmy and Zeno Davidoff in 1992 sitting outside, the very store that we're standing in right now, Zeno Davidoff writing a letter to Jimmy in August of 92, thanking him for his loyalty in his business and his faith in their brand. This was a drawing that we had done of Jimmy when he passed away. At the Cigar Aficionado launch party, Jimmy in a tuxedo, Carlito's 70th birthday party, Cyril, Laurent, myself, and Carlito at the Opus Exodus, Terry Bradshaw, who was a customer of ours for years, smoked Griffin Prestige. Every single square inch of the store, Jimmy, when he was 16 years old, in the early 1960s, I've preserved all this stuff because it's so important in telling the history of TOG. Is, I'm a young guy, so I didn't create this, right? I've just had the privilege of carrying this legacy on. And for me, that privilege comes with a huge, huge, huge burden, but also an extreme sense of pride and excitement in explaining to people what this stuff is. Because you can't help but walk into the store and say to yourself, wow, what's this? What's that? What's this? And you get to see these artifacts, and every store has its story, right? And there's many tobacconists in this country that are way older than we are and have way more history than we do, but this is our history, right? And we embrace it, and we're excited about it, and we love every second of it. So for us to preserve that and to curate that and to nurture it and to understand, every single square inch of this little 860 square foot store has a deep personal meaning to me. From the furniture to the statues to the drawings to the books, everything means something to me, and that to me is more valuable than any inventory I have, and that to me is so important to really tell that story to our customers, especially new guys when they walk in here, because when they come in and they see a photo from 40 years ago, and I say, hey, what's that photo about? And I can tell them, Muhammad Ali standing in front of our store, I can tell them that story because I know it, right? Jimmy told me that story. What happened when he was here? He was visiting, he was doing a fundraiser for the police department. He came with his son. He came here, he didn't say one word for 2 hours. He just did magic tricks, right? That's a cool story, right? Muhammad Ali, the greatest boxer of all time, came here and hung out here for 2 hours because, right? And we've got a photo in here that captures that memory. And that's one of, thousands of stories that we've been able to experience over the years of our existence.
And at the same time, you've kept such a humble profile about all of this. I mean, you truly had legendary people walking through these very doors over there, and spending time here at the Tobacconist of Greenwich, enjoying their cigars together with you, with Jimmy. Yet it's all done in a very discreet, very calm, and humble manner,
right?
Which I truly enjoy, and I think it speaks volumes about you as a person, you as a professional and operator, and also the respect
correct
towards every single person that walks through the door.
You ever hear the old adage, act like you've been there before? For me, that's what's important, right? There's every person that walks in here is just that, a person, and whatever story their lives come along with as they walk in here, they become another one of us. And many different iterations of this kind of saying of, cigars are the greatest equalizer in life, right? And that's something that I truly believe and truly stand behind, is that we get guys that are on the front page of the Wall Street Journal that walk in here, front page of Sports Illustrated that walk in here, and we have guys who are local car salesmen, plumbers, bankers, police officers, singers, you name it, everybody comes in. And each person that walks through these doors is treated the same, no matter what they spend, no matter what they are or do, they are the same no matter what happens. And when they walk through those doors, they know that and they feel that. And that to me is so important in continuing this legacy and in ensuring that people understand that this place is a safe place for you. As long as you're a good person and as long as you're respectful of our sanctity, we'll make sure to make you feel right at home.
Now, obviously, the Tobacconist of Greenwich has stood the test of time all by itself, and it feels like time stands still the moment you walk into this very premise here. How much do you care or take a keen interest in what's going on in the industry? How much do you worry about certain trends or evolutions? Or would you say, this is such a safe space in here, and you leave the world outside?
No, I'd be a bad operator if I did that. And I'm very in tune with the risks this industry faces in terms of regulation. I try to do as much as I can in terms of my part with anything I can do to help the cause is certainly something that I'm always game for. And being in touch with the trends of the industry and understanding what they are and learning them are important. As a retailer. I should know that, right? I should know when a guy comes in here, if he wants to talk about something, I should be able to have that conversation with him. So for me, it's a very, very important thing to do. And I'll give you a very good example of a lesson I learned, recently was PCA. There was a time for a couple of years where I would send somebody down for PCA and I wouldn't go because we were just so busy here. And it was super important for me to be at the store and working. And then I said to myself last year, I said, you know what, I have to go back to PCA personally. I can't send, people to go down there and buy for us and all this kind of stuff. So I took a flight down and I'm a quick hitter. I go in, I go out, right? I land on Friday, I go to the show Saturday, I'm home Sunday, having dinner with my kids. So for me, when I got there and I saw all of our partners there and I got to sit with them and talk to them and engage with them, it was such a refreshing thing. And it was also really cool to see other companies we may not do business with and learn about the product and see their products and understand, okay, this guy is making a really cool product and maybe I go learn about it. Maybe I take a sample of it and try it and see what it is, because you never know what could happen, right? We have such a limited space in the store that, I never want to waste somebody's time, right? So I never want to talk to somebody for an hour knowing I'm not going to do anything with them. To me, time is valuable, and my time is super important, and I try to respect other people's time as best I can. So going down there was a real eye opener to me, and I said to myself after this year, I said I'm never going to miss a PCA again. One, I don't have the right to, and two, it would be irresponsible of me as a retailer to not go up to one of those.
Excellent point. Michael, I know that you have business to take care of in a couple of minutes as well, but how about we give everybody a little walk around?
Yeah.
And there's people hanging out at the shop, and we want to be respectful towards them, obviously. But maybe we can sneak by and take a little peek at the humidor, and we can give everybody a tour of the Tobacconist of Greenwich.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah,
I'll let you lead the way.
So we've seen, kind of history-wise, these pictures behind us. I know they're a little blurry, but these are all pictures of different memories, right? Whether they're restaurants or people. Most all of these guys that are on the wall have either passed away or are somebody that we really hold dear to us. Then those pictures have been hanging for some of them 30, 40 years, some of them as recent as 5 or 6 years ago. And as we kind of go around the perimeter of the shop, you see these memories, right? You see these frames, and you see the capturing of beautiful times and excitement. That bald guy that just stepped in and that guy with the beard, that's Rob and my dad. I've got the honor and pleasure of working with my father, who, I could never ask for a cooler thing than to be able to see my dad here every day as a grown man. Not many men can say that, where, you get to see your father every day. So for me, that's one of the most special things about coming to work is I get to hang out with my dad every day, which is super, super important to me. And then Robert is a new hire from Long Island. Come on in here, Rob. Robert is a super, super knowledgeable cigar salesman and passionate cigar smoker, and having him as part of our team has been tremendously helpful, tremendously beneficial to us, and we're super grateful to him for all his hard work and and we'll let you guys get back to him in a little while. As soon as I step off, he'll come back on and maybe fill you with some fun niceties about TOG, right? And then as we go,
we have a little bit of display going on over here.
This is all fun. No, this is all fun. My father wants to show you our secret stash of shit. So we have different small, again, we've utilized every square inch of this space, right? So if you come back here with me, this is our office. We kind of built like this crazy cool vault, right? So the gentleman that sandblasted this logo sandblasted our logos on our windows in 1981, and he's still alive. He did this for us in 2021. And we call him Nero. He's an artist, obviously, and he's an amazing artist, but he's batshit crazy. But he's still around, and he did a picture on our window in 1981, and he was able to do this in our time, which I wasn't even born in 1981. So for me to watch him work was really cool. It was kind of a really cool juxtaposition of when Jimmy watched him do those Indian heads and when I was able to, kind of contract him to do this. So it was a pretty special thing to have the same guy do something, 40 some odd years apart from each other. And this we built literally for storage. We had no more room in the store, and we had so much inventory. And since then, we've built an offsite warehouse just to be able to house all of our stuff. But this week, we kind of try to put some fun product in that people get to experience and share. And, for us, that's a fun part of Tobacconist of Greenwich is we get to share some really special product with people. And we always say, no photos, no videos or anything inside there. That's your place to come and view and witness and see some really, really fun stuff that isn't readily available on the market. So this is a really cool space for us. And then this is, just fun, my desk, our office, 50th anniversary signed by, a whole bunch of people at the Opus event. A friend of mine contracted a guy to paint this for us, and he presented it to us at the Exodus in October, and all the guests at the Opus Exodus signed it for us. So that was a super special thing. And then we have Jack Parr drawing by Kirschfeld. This is a picture of Jack Parr, and he wrote this to Jimmy. I've got a pack of Jimmy's Camel cigarettes here. I hate cigarettes with a passion, but these are in memory of him, and we always keep these close by, just because it feels like there's a little piece of him. Then we have, all sorts of humidors, Stefano Ricci, Ellie Blue, beautiful, beautiful pieces of cigar accessories that kind of span through over here. And then you have, your rare finds cabinet here. On the display, we've got, Eladio, Carlito, Hanky, and Klaus. And we built this case just kind of as like a little shop within our shop to display some of the stuff that we're really proud of. We've got a DuPont case, LE Blue case, where we try to really feature, some special product. I don't know if we've got glass reflection. You've got a really good collection and assortment of really fun products here. We try to keep a pretty vast inventory so that if somebody comes in here and wants to check out what we have, we're able to show it to them. Some of this stuff, an LE Blue, Stefano Ricci humidor. Then we have a Big B humidor and a prototype blue, which was actually an item that we auctioned off at the Exodus, and the gentleman who bought it actually donated it back to us to sell it again so we could donate more money to some charities. So, to CFCF. So that's a really cool piece because it's not released yet, and we'll hopefully see them in May from Prometheus. And then we have some more product here. We've got some more fun stories. That's when Eladio came here for the launch of one of his cigars. Might be a little reflected. That's Carlito, Ciro, and a bunch of our buddies from Colorado, Rayos and Hanky and Klaus. And then we have, our cigar selection where we have a really, again, a limited amount of space, but we try to do our best in displaying all the brands that we sell as best we can. So we display 2 humidors worth here. Then we have another humidor over here where we display along with some accessories. And then our guys get to hang here and, kind of enjoy our small lounge area, and they're able to, you know, smoke and hang out and enjoy themselves. Then you got Stefano Ricci over there, which is a really fun place. So yeah, it's that's it. That's all you got is again 860 square feet here in Greenwich, Connecticut. So it's a very fun, small, intimate, amazing space. So yeah.
What a treat.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting busy over here with shipments coming in and more beautiful cigars and accessories to take care of. What a treat, Michael. Thank you so much for taking us on a little tour.
Yeah,
and of course, thank you for your time and for having me. It feels great to be back. It's just become sort of a home away from home.
I love you to
I
death.
really
You know that,
appreciate
man.
you.
I love you.
Likewise.
I love the MEERAPFEL brothers. I love you guys very much. And you know, fun thing we're doing today is we're doing a really cool event with Reinhard and Josh are coming in to do an intimate premiere of a pretty special product that I'll let you chat about
Not
at your
yet
leisure.
available.
Not yet available.
Not even out there.
Yep.
Yeah,
but
we
get to
have
share
Joshua Merrifield coming
Yes.
in, and he just landed and
Yep.
he's on the way here. We have another Joshua who I want to give a big shout out to.
Yes.
Josh Newton,
Our
who's
man.
an incredible photographer.
Yeah, another member of our team that's a rock star. He just flew in from Tennessee with a young child, and he gets our emails and he says, as soon as we sent this out, he goes, "I'm in, I'll be there." And he comes and he creates some really cool content for us. So he'll be shooting a photo and video and kind of bring it to you live tonight when we start rolling. And he does it in such a crazy cool professional way that it's it's not you or I going with our cell phones and taking pictures, and my guys are just awesome, man.
It's not as sloppy as me walking around with a MacBook trying to give everybody a semi-blurred view of the Tobacconist of Greenwich. But hey, it's real, it's authentic, it's very hands-on, and I've been on the road for almost 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so we have to travel
God bless you.
lightly and not carry boatloads of equipment.
That's right.
And I just couldn't do it anyways. But that's why we have the professionals and people like Joshua.
That's right.
Josh Newton, you can find him on Instagram. Of course, you can find the Tobacconist of Greenwich on Instagram as well. Thanks everybody for tuning in today. A bit of a shorter version today because we're extremely busy and we've got stuff to take care of.
Yes.
In particular, you have a call to get to in a second.
Yes.
And we have a wonderful event coming up. But I wouldn't miss this opportunity in the world to stand here with you, share a little bit of the rich story and history of Tobacconist of Greenwich. For those of you who are interested, Michael and I, we did a long format interview a couple months ago from the Man Cave, where we went into way more details about the history of the Tobacconist of Greenwich. So check that one out. And thanks everybody for tuning in today. We'll keep the lounge open for everybody to engage, interact, ask questions and chime in. But we want to keep the official part a little shorter and sweet today. So thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thank you, everybody.
I'll be back home next week, so we'll see you all there, same time, same station. Thanks a million, Michael.
What a treat, brother.
Thanks for everything that you do. Thank you for the wonderful cigar.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait for tonight's event.
That's right. It's going to be amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Great to chat
everybody.
with you.
Cheers.
Have a great one. Thanks, Reinhard. Michael, have a great one.
Thanks. Hi, Brian. Haven't seen you for a while. Hi, mate.